power of you enjoying your greatest gift right now. That's you. That's your presence. That's your greatest power. Your power to determine to stay in the present, in the now, and be your true great being that you are. No matter what. In this present moment, everything is here we need right now. So let's see ourselves today doing the best we can in the gym of life. Here we are again. Controlling our minds. Controlling our breathing. One great thought at a time. One great breath at a time. So see yourself doing your best on all the exercises we do today together, here and now. That's your determination. Your greatest power. Power that's the same in you and every human being on the planet. Good morning, determination. How's everyone doing today? What a day again. Great day. Here we are. May not like exactly all the conditions that are going on right now, but we are here right now together, working on our minds and working on our bodies. So here we go. When I say go, we're going to start doing our best jog on the spot, or we can go back and forth if you want to just walk. Remember to keep in mind the safety of the space you are working with. Always keep that in mind. Here we go. When I say go, we're going to do our best jog ever. But you got to see it in your mind first. That's where everything begins, in your mind. But to be your true great self, you also sometimes have to get out of your mind just to be you. Just to be. Here we go. Jogging on the spot. Again, feel the control of you. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. You always have that power to determine, to take control of your breathing, your mind, and your body. That's what keeps us here and now, in the present. The greatest gift we all have always. Almost there. Keep going, determination. Keep going. All right. And let's walk it out. Back and forth. Or just walk on the spot. That's all the space you have. All right, everyone. Let's start off with our shoulder rolls. Here we go. 10 shoulder rolls forward. The power of all of us right now, watching this, working together on one thing. No matter what's going on, we can stay in the present, right here, right now. And backwards. And let's do arm circles forward. Here we go, arm circles forward. 10 forward, and we'll go 10 backwards. Boom. Feel the power of you enjoying moving your body, being free to move through space. And backwards. Okay, here we go. Now let's do hands on our hips, bend your knees, and side stretch. Alright, and let's twist our body now. So 5 on each side. Keep your feet flat on the floor. Alright, excellent. Okay, let's do 5 push-ups together. Our best 5 push-ups. Here we go. If you gotta keep your knees down on the ground, that's fine. Just do the best you can. Alright, let's do 5 sit-ups. Alright, and standing up. And let's do 5 squats. Our best 5 squats ever. Excellent. Let's do lunges, 3 on each side. Arms out. Excellent. All right. And 10-second plank. Bring these knees off the ground. Hold it there for 10. Good work, everyone, and stand up and reach for the sky or the ceiling on your toes, depending on where you are. Feel the joy of reaching. If you lose your balance, get back up again. Never give up, no matter what. All right, now let's reach for our toes, straight knees. Again, feel the joy of the process of you reaching. Trying to go a little bit further than last time without hurting yourself. You know the truth about you and how much you can do right here, right now. Okay, and come on up again.
In the night I lie and look up at you. When the morning comes I watch you rise. There's a paradise they couldn't capture, that bright infinity inside your eyes.
매일 밤 내게 날아가 또 이런 것도 잊은 채 나 웃으며 너를 만나 Never ending forever baby.
어둠이 내겐 더 변했었지. 길어진 그림자 속에서
And the thought that we can't be together Because we come from different sides. You are my universe and I just want to put you first. You are my universe and you make my world light up inside. My universe, my universe, my universe. 다른 세상을 만들어주는 girl 너는 내 별이자 나의 호주니까 지금 이 시련도 결국엔 잠시니까 너는 언제까지나 지금처럼 밝게만 빛나줘 우리는 너를 따라 이긴 밤을 수놓고 너와 함께 날아가 When I'm without you I'm crazy 자 어서 내 손을 잡아 We are made of each other baby You are my universe and I just want to put you first
Suarez and Messi!
Morning, guys. Today, Conor McGregor shares with us another piece of advice for us to remember in everything we do, and that is think outside the box. Conor McGregor shares with us his experience when he was in the gym, training, looking for the right coach, the right mentor to help him with his fighting style. And he recalls in his life being frustrated because every gym he went to, they would want him to do a punch a certain way, a kick a certain way, and try to fit into a certain style. And this, he knew deep down inside, wasn't the way of a human being. He knew for himself, like everyone else, that we have our own unique style and that everything leads to that unique style. So when he found a coach that encouraged him to do different things and to do different movements, he knew that he had found his place. So remember, you got to think outside the box. Think about where you can apply that today, wherever you are. Have a great morning, everyone.
What you have to ask yourself is, what direction am I going? I mean, who you are, who all of us are, our source energy, we have it within us. But the problem is that we walk away from it. It's like you can't walk away from what you are. And what you are has a spark of God in you. And the best way to know that when it isn't ego, these two forces, the Kabbalah teaches us that there are two forces. There's the force of light and there's a force of dark. And it's all the same force. But basically, it's like, what direction is it going? When it is moving towards hatred and bitterness and anger and judgment and resentment, and fear and anxiety and stress and pain and so on. When you are moving in that direction, and I believe this and have written about this myself.
Wayne Dyer was an icon in self-development and spiritual growth. He wrote over 40 books, including an astonishing 21 New York Times bestsellers. His childhood was spent in orphanages and foster homes, but he'd go on to inspire millions and become known as the father of motivation. In this exclusive radio show provided by our partners at Hay House, Wayne Dyer explains how to overcome hardships, use gratitude to grow, and enter a state of bliss. And if you want even more great Hay House content, check out their YouTube channel. We've linked it up down in the description below.
Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us for the show Wishes Fulfilled with Dr. Wayne Dyer. And we just opened up the phone lines, and Dr. Wayne Dyer is joining us from Maui after a very busy couple of weeks.
Let's grab somebody.
So
Sure.
Let's start in Portland and go to Jeannie on line 1, and she's in Portland, Oregon.
Hi, Jeannie.
Hello. Oh,
Hi
hi.
there.
How are you?
I'm great, thanks. How are you, my dear?
I am good. Thank you for taking my call.
You're very welcome.
So I'm in the middle of writing a book, and I guess genre-wise, it's kind of a wellness memoir. And it started out, I was going to write a whole different book really about listening to your intuition, and it still is hugely about that and following it and letting, that inner guidance from above, let that lead your life and how it brings you through life. And, a lot of what you basically, I think, teach, but through my story. And, when I was young, I was like 17 when I started writing letters to God. And each time I wrote, I felt so much better. And then I would take them and just immediately go burn them in the fireplace. And when I was 25, my brother died, and I actually bought a hardcover book and started writing in that and just couldn't bear to throw what I'd written away. So now, 27 years later and 41 journals later, I'm writing this. And I did go down to Hay House and take their workshop. And Jennifer Grace, who I think you might know, is doing a book proposal class. I'm doing that, and I'm following what she's saying to do to get this book proposal done. And it's just, we were, what little gist of the story is, I was married for 26 years, had a really beautiful life. We were kind of the nucleus of our family, our friends, nieces, nephews. And then my husband went in and had an affair with a 27-year-old girl, which was our oldest daughter's age. So we were just broken apart. And if you can imagine a spider web, we were the center. Now there's all this brokenness. And as I'm going and reading through my journals to write my book, because I've actually have a beautiful life now, and it's been 2 years since my divorce, almost to today, I think, which is weird. Mm-hmm. And I have a really beautiful life, but everyone else, I feel like, is my family, my nieces, my nephews, friends, they're all still back in, they're trying to wrap their head around what even happened in the first place. And there's still all this brokenness. And it's almost like I'm at this point of writing where I need a little release somehow. And I don't know if you ever wrote something that, you're going back and reading and having a lot of awareness and writing it, and it's hard to write. How do you push yourself forward through that? And
I think the way to do that, Jeannie, is to see this 27-year-old person that your husband had an affair with as a gift from God, as a teacher. I did a film called My Greatest Teacher, which was really the story of my relationship and trying to find my father. And it turns out that what he did when I was a young boy and all of his horrible, crass behavior and so on were really the impetus for my being able to reach to higher and higher levels. And while you're reviewing that and looking at that in your writing and so on, instead of coming at it from a place of brokenness, come at it from a place of completeness, and realize that she was sent into your life probably to help you to, first of all, get to that place of freedom that you feel now, as a result of it. Mm-hmm. And secondly, to help you to look back upon it as you write about it, not from a place of this is terrible and it shouldn't have happened, which is what so many of your family members are doing, but from a place of gratitude, of being in a space of gratitude, and write from that place of gratitude, and allow the divine guidance that brings to you, to come to you and to flow through you. And you'll watch your writing. Because when I wrote, I Can See Clearly Now, and I really encourage you to read that when it comes out.
Yes, I keep wanting to hear it and read it.
Especially in terms of what you are asking me about right now, because I did a lot of reliving as I went through that, and I began to write first I started to write from that place of the pain and the hurtfulness, like when my wife and I separated, or when I found out I had leukemia, or when I was living in an orphanage, and all of the kinds of things that have been benchmarks in my life. And I would find myself just feeling much more spiritual, much more peaceful when I looked at it as gifts rather than...
So going back to the phones, let's see, where should we go? Let's go to Kelly in Kansas City, Missouri on line 3. And Kelly, welcome to the show. You're on with Dr. Wayne Dyer today.
Hello. Thank you.
Hi, Kelly.
For my call.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. Thanks.
Well, I just had a question. I know you've talked about your father and how you forgave him. I've heard the story many times that you told it. What I'm wondering is, I've been to that place actually it's with my husband. And, just things from the past. Okay, we need to get over it, and I really feel like I've forgiven and it's over and let's move on. And then something will happen maybe a few weeks later. He has a very bad temper sometimes, so, that will come on again. And, the past 15 years of everything that I thought I forgave is all right back in my face. and I just so angry, and he can just really be very sweet and nice and then turn on a dime, and just my children are starting to be affected by it. My oldest child is, to the point where she doesn't even want to be around him. And it's a lot of anger in the house. So
yeah, is there alcohol at all involved?
No, not really. No, I mean, actually, no, not at all. Every once in a while, he'll drink, but nothing, no.
But
not alcohol.
this temper thing, was it when you first met, before you were even married, and when you were, in that early stage of, what did you ever see that surface?
Actually, when I look back, yes. I mean, it's always been like this, and I think I had such low self-esteem that I just took it, and I've kind of gotten over that, worked on myself, and it's not quite as, it seems like it has dissipated, but it's a lot of times has now turned on my oldest daughter. So now I know exactly how she feels. I mean, she loves him, but in another way, she just hates him.
Does it ever go beyond just words?
Yeah, not really too physical, but just like pushing maybe once or twice. But just it can be very, very mean. And just even when he's not really angry, just little jabs. And just real quickly, what was his relationship, in a sentence or two, what was his relationship like to his father? His father, he really got along good up until recently, and now they still get along, but he drives him crazy. Pretty much everybody drives him crazy. But yeah, his father was, the way he describes him was nothing, very easygoing, happy, and now there was some alcohol involved with that, but very happy kind of a person.
Right. Okay. So what you're looking for, we only have a few minutes, so it's like what you're looking for is a way to deal with and live with someone who's got a bit of, bipolar is too strong a word because it sounds too technical and too diagnostic and so on, but basically that's what you're talking about. Someone who can just be on an even keel, can be up, can be happy and so on, and then something can trigger it and off he can go. And for some reason, he has come to believe that he has the right to abuse the people around him, especially the people that love him and care the most about him. Is that correct?
That is very correct, yes.
And he can do that with words and just an occasional pushing and so on, but just launch into one of those kinds of things. So what you need to understand is something I wrote about in my second book for the public, many of you, called Pulling Your Own Strings, which I would recommend you read, by the way. It's called Pulling Your Own Strings. And basically my theory on all of this is that you get treated in life the way you teach people to treat you. So that rather than putting it on him, because if you're waiting for him to change in order for you to be happy, you might just be consigning yourself to the role of victim for the rest of your life. Right. So what you want to do is stop teaching him that it's okay for him to, even if he has his, all the reasons within him, and to be able to, this person is wrong. His own father drives him crazy. His daughter drives him crazy. You drive him crazy, whatever it might be. And he thinks that it's somebody else that is doing all of this to him. He is basically just reacting that way, because I guarantee you that he wouldn't, if I were at your home and a guest in your home, he wouldn't do that to me. He wouldn't yell at me. No. There are lots and lots of places where he absolutely knows how to control himself when he's frustrated. I'm sure he doesn't do that at work.
Let's balance, grab one leg, find that balance. Again, if you have to imagine yourself with roots underneath your feet that have grown through the ground fully, deep into the earth, do that. If that helps you. And switch. Notice the power of all of us right now. Controlling our minds, to control our bodies, to control our breathing, control our balance. Alright, and now let's hug our knee. Here we go. Then the other one if you have to. Find that balance point and pull the knee up. Hug your knee, give it a good hug. And switch the other one. Joy of you finding your balance in this moment right now. It's the same way you can do it in anything in life. Alright, okay, and let's sit down and reach for our toes, straight knees. There we go. trying to be your best, the best you. Not your best compared to others, just your best you. Alright, V shape with our legs, and let's reach for the floor as far away from our body as we can. Again, enjoy the process, enjoy the reaching. We'll never get to an end. There is no end. We are infinite. Reach for one to the other side. Everything's straight. We gotta learn to love the process of everything we're doing. That's what will always keep us mind healthy, and more importantly, mind wealthy. And switch. Mind wealthy meaning that we choose courage, we choose determination over fear, over giving up. Okay, and let's bring our feet together and gently push our knees down with our elbows. Hold it there for 10 seconds. Always remember your breathing. And one leg forward, one leg back. Go as far back as you can. Keep that knee down. Just feel the power, the joy of this moment right now. How we win, one moment at a time. And switch. Always win if we control our minds. We don't let our minds control us. It's not the way it's supposed to be. We are infinitely intelligent. We control our minds. Alright, and let's roll onto our bellies. Push the floor and look up at the ceiling. Or the sky, wherever you are. Ready? Here we go. Okay, and legs crossed again, back straight, eyes closed. Breathing in through our nose, out through our mouth. Feeling the joy in every breath. Now, let's see in our mind today the vision we want to create for our best exercises. For me today, I'm going to see myself doing my best on each of the 2 songs I choose on one exercise each. So I'm going to see in my mind myself holding the lunge position for each leg as long as possible, hopefully for the duration of the first song. And then for the second song, I'm going to see myself holding a V sit-up position as long as I can. You don't have to choose those exercises. You may if you want. But you can see in your mind right now, whatever exercise you love doing, as long as you're doing it safely. You can dance, you can jump, you can do jumping jacks, lunges, squats, whatever your heart desires right now. As long as you stay safe. You know how to stay safe. You're made of rules, truth, principles that are designed to keep you safe, happy, successful, and free and peaceful all the time. It's a matter of want. You gotta want to be safe, healthy, and happy. You gotta want it so bad, as bad as you want it. Alright everybody, here I go. My best to hold the lunge position on each leg. What about you? What are you going to do? Whatever you do, remember, your happiness is dependent on you doing your best on whatever it is you're doing. So here we go. Sometimes I'll keep my arms out like this too. Sometimes I'll put them out this way. Sometimes I'll bring them up. Slowly bring them back down. Just enjoying the pleasure of my body. This is pure happiness for me. Working on my mind and body all at once. And I want it for you. I want you to know that the way you do this, the way you control your mind to do this, the way you can do anything. Remember, our body has limits that we have yet to discover, but our mind is unlimited. More importantly, you control your mind, which makes you infinitely intelligent. This is the truth. Thank you. Hallelujah. Thank you. Thank you, infinite intelligence. See that space between what you choose to do when that pain, discomfort sets in. What you choose to do. That's the the other leg now. Shake off that burn. Wherever you are, fully enjoying this moment right now. Your happiness is always up to you. Always, no matter what. Please clap along if you feel happy. Hope you're enjoying your exercise right now, wherever you are. Love my determination. Still going, even though my legs are shaking. I'm uncomfortable. I get to choose what's next. Alright. I'm proud of my effort. Proud of my determination. I hope you are too, wherever you are. We still got more. Yeah, keep going. Here we go. Let's go. Determination. Let's go. Keep going wherever you are until the song's over. Or if you got your own song on, keep going, keep going. Love your effort, love your process right now.
Pedro looking for Messi, great touch! Oh!
Good afternoon, guys. Thinking outside the box is so challenging for us because for most of us, we are pretty much have an environment that's designed as if it was a box for us. And the one thing that's helped me, and I want you to remember this, is that you are unlimited through the power of your mind. You have to remember that there is nothing about you that is intended to be contained in a box. Now, you may have to accept certain conditions the way they are right now, but I want you to remember your most incredible power. It's your belief in yourself, and then it's your determination, your choice to never give up on remembering your unlimited potential. And every moment you have, every experience you have right now where you are, remember, you're the one that has to tap into that unlimited power. And you can. Believe it and never give up on it. Have a great afternoon, everyone.
Or not very often, because he wouldn't be at work if he did. So he really has within him the tools to know how to suppress that and to just overlook it. But when it comes to certain people, he just has given himself the right to do that. And the only reason he's got the right to do that is because you've given him permission to do it for whatever reason, in whatever form that you've given that permission. I know you don't want it. I know that it's not something that you're looking for, but you have taught him that you're willing to do. So what you want to do is embark on a program to teach him that kind of behavior is no longer tolerable in your life, that you've taught him that you're willing to put up with that in whatever way that you have done it over the years, and same with your daughter and same with your father-in-law. But now what you're going to do is teach him something new, so that when the next time that he does this and has one of these outbursts and so on, I would talk about it with him when he's not in one of those places,
Right.
when you're having dinner or whatever, and just say that I have decided that I'm not going to, when you have one of those emotional breakdowns and so on, and start yelling at either me or our children or whomever, that I'm not going to put up with that anymore. It causes me too much pain. And I just want you to know that what I'm going to do is, when I see it surfacing, is I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave the premises, no matter how inconvenient it is, no matter what it is. I'm going to not stay in the presence and allow you to do that. And I'm going to also tell our daughter that that's what she's going to do as well. And even when you see it just beginning to surface, you stand up and you just say, "Excuse me, I'm just not going to be here right now." And you leave. You lock yourself in the bathroom. You go to the car. You go, drive yourself someplace. You walk out of the house. Whatever it may, no matter how embarrassing it may be, now you're going to fundamentally change the way that you teach this man to treat you. Ultimately, if he, gets even worse, then you just say, okay, I just don't choose to live under these conditions any longer, and I'm going to get divorced, or I'm going to separate. I'm no longer willing to be the victim of a person who knows how to control these things under certain circumstances, but chooses not to when he's with me and our family. It's a choice that he is making, not that he got a personality defect that he can't control. Unless he's just going around doing this to strangers and things like that. It doesn't sound like that's
he's
the situation.
Completely the opposite with other people.
Yeah.
Other people that know him wouldn't believe that in a minute. They think he's the greatest, nicest guy.
And I might even play this back to him. Because you can go online and this will play all week, this show, and you might even play it for him. This is like I called in, nobody knows your name or anything, and this was the question I had, and this was the response, and I'm going to try, and this is what I'm going to do. Does that sound sensible to you, or something that you could do, or?
Yes, it does. Yeah, it's almost like I needed somebody to say it because it's kind of what I was thinking in the back of my mind.
Right.
Like, I can't just sit here and listen and do
this. I raised my children this way. I always told them if they would raise their voice, if they'd get frustrated, they'd yell at their mother, they'd yell at me, or whatever it might be. And children do these things, and teenagers do these things, and so on. And if they would ever direct those kinds of comments towards me, I would just put up my hand and I'd say, wait a minute, we'll hold it right there. I have too much respect for myself to allow anybody to talk to me in that fashion. It isn't because I think you're so bad. It's just like this is such an affront to who I am that I'm no longer going to allow this to do. And when I would put my hand up to like put a stop to that, it would stop. No, Dad doesn't put up with this because he respects himself.
Right.
Now, Mom has got to respect herself enough to be willing to do this because, it's ultimately going to lead down an even worse road. It's going to, as long as he knows that he can get away with this and you're going to stick around, it'll continue.
Right.
And you can do this very nicely and very quickly. When he starts behaving that way, you just get up, you go get in the car, drive, go for a walk, go into the bathroom if you can't, just lock the door in there and just stay, until it's over with. And you'll teach him very, very quickly that this is not something that I'm willing to tolerate for one reason and one reason only. I have too much respect for myself to allow anybody to talk disrespectfully to me.
Awesome.
That's my advice.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. And by the way, when you change the atmosphere like that and do that, you will impact him. If you react with anger to yourself and allow, get into arguments and tell him I don't want to do this, and you may have things that just that come out that you don't want to come out. You have to remember that if you don't eliminate darkness in your life, and this is darkness that you're talking about. You don't eliminate darkness by throwing more darkness at it. You eliminate it by throwing light at it, and that's what I'm asking you to do: throw light at it. Like, teach him I'm not going to allow myself to be placed into this darkness any longer. And it's like the line I've said so many times on the show over the years that when Jesus would walk into a village, just his presence in the village and nothing more would elevate the consciousness of everyone in the village. You can elevate the consciousness of the people in your home by being a being of love and a being who refuses to allow this kind of behavior, because it's darkness coming at light, and light will always end darkness, but darkness never ends light.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. God bless you. In Kansas City, what's the temperature there?
Oh, about 12.
About 12?
Maybe, if I'm lucky.
Right. Yeah.
I try not to go out there today, so.
Well, thanks for calling. I love talking to you, and I hope that helps.
Oh, it does immensely.
Yeah.
You don't even know.
Thanks.
So thank you so much.
Thank you, dear. God bless you. Namaste.
And let's see if we can get to a few other people. Some really good calls
Sure.
today.
Good.
Interesting questions. And let's go to Jeanette on line 8, and she's calling from New Jersey.
Hi, Dr. Dyer. I'm so excited to hear your voice today. And we're
Thank
snowing
you.
here in Montclair, New Jersey. We're stuck in the house. The kids are outside enjoying the snow. So I'm so excited we connected this today.
I am too. It's great to hear from you in New Jersey. Listen, I'm gonna close all the lanes down to all the bridges in your state. What is that? What do you think?
No. Oh, boy, that would be that.
That poor guy he's really dealing with it now, isn't he?
Oh, he sure is. They're all coming out now.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. But my question is, I just closed my toy store in October, and I've always read all of your books, have seen all your PBS specials, and have been trying to practice more and more what you talk about. And lately, I wanted to ask, how do you know when, you're actually connected to Source? Sometimes I know it's a wonderful, warm feeling, but I wanted to hear your description of it when you do sit and meditate and actually connect.
Well, the truth is you're always connected. What you have to ask yourself is, what direction am I going? I mean, who you are, who all of us are, our source energy. We have it within us. But the problem is that we walk away from it, but it's like you can't walk away from what you are. And what you are, it has a spark of God in you. And the best way to know that when it isn't ego, because ego is the part, it's like there are like these two forces. The Kabbalah teaches us that there are two forces. There's the force of light and there's a force of dark. And it's all the same force. I mean, but basically it's like, what direction is it going? When it is moving towards, hatred and bitterness and anger and judgment and resentment and fear and anxiety and stress and pain and so on, when you are moving in that direction, it's still, and I believe this and have written about this myself, that it's still love, but it's moving away from your source. Here's how I look at it. And then there's the other direction when you're moving toward it. It's like, just picture the hands of a clock. Okay?
Okay.
And at the top is there's two hands on the clock. Okay? There's the minute hand and the hour hand. And you're born when both of them are right at the 12, right? So you can get a little metaphor of this in your mind. So now the not the hour hand, but the minute hand starts moving in the direction of towards, away from its source. The hour hand stays there. That's your source. And you are now moving. So you go past the 1 and you go past the 2 and you're moving away from your source. So this whole side all the way down to the 6 is each minute that goes by, or each hour, however you want to call it, that goes by, as you hit the 2 and as you hit the 3, 4, 5, this is all movement away from where you originated. You originated from a source of love, of perfect love, a source of what we call oneness, which means there's no opposites. The opposite of joy when you're in the ego state is sadness. But when you're in divine love, there's no opposite of joy. Everything is just joy, but you're not there because you're moving away.
Next one for me is holding my feet sit-up position. Even if I let go, I'm gonna get back up for the full duration of the song. Whatever you're doing, enjoy it fully. Follow your heart and soul. Here we go. Up. Keep going and getting better all the time. Even if your body slows you down. Remember, those limits, we're always discovering them. Always. Sometimes I'll change my arm position just to keep my balance. Constantly pushing a little bit more. Do it again. Let's keep going. We got music in us. Bring out our music over here. Keep pushing. Keep striving. Keep going to find and be your true great self. Focus on your power of determination. No matter what. Proud of the effort. Hope you are too. Here we go.
this be real? It's like I'm living a dream, but it's how everyone feels. We all unite with one feel. So let's wave our hands. We can sing, we can dance. We are strong, hold on tight. From afar we unite. Ah yeah, ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. Ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our. This is the time of our. Ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. Ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. I love this moment right now. No one can take it away. So let it happen and how. It's why I cherish each day. So let's wave our hands. We can sing, we can dance. We are strong, hold on tight. From afar we unite. Here we go. Ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. Ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. Ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. Ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. What we see, destiny. Realize now we all know the greatest. Ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. Ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our.
No mistake there.
Good evening, guys. How did it go today? Were you able to think outside the box, even for a moment? Well, I want to share with you a personal example. And this says everything about us as human beings. I have the pleasure and good grace of working with children every day. And I can tell you, working with the younger ones, and this is how we all were, don't ever forget this. When they come into that gym, they are free, happy, and excited. There is no way that anyone is going to contain them in a box for long because their spirit is free. It's unlimited. It has not been conditioned by life circumstances. And that is how we are. I want us to remember that. We are that kid still inside. And so to think outside the box, that is what you're supposed to do. That is what you're designed to do. So never forget that. Always try and think beyond where you are right now. Have a great evening, everyone.
You're moving away until you get to the 6. And now you're at the 6. And this is when you're furthest away from your source. This is when you're at the lowest point in your life. This is when you feel that you've fallen as far as you can go. The anger, the hurt, the resentment, the pain is so deep there. And now you have a choice. You can either stay, you've moved away, taken on all this ego, believe that who you are is all the stuff that you own and all of the people that you're mad at, and all the judgments that you have towards others. But now you're at 6. Now you can either stay there because the hand doesn't go backwards. It won't go back to the 5, 4. It doesn't work that way. You have to now start coming the other way. Now you're going to the 7 and the 8, and now you're coming home. And it's when you're on this side, when you're coming home back to where you originated from, you're heading back towards perfect love. And divine love is the kind of love that was your origination point. And this is when you know that you're connected. It's not whether you're there perfect, because as long as you're in a human body, there's going to be some separation. There's going to be opposites. And as long as you're on this planet, there's going to be east and west, and north and south, and up and down, and male and female, and good and bad. All of these dichotomies that we all experience and these paradoxes. But ultimately, when you get back to the 12, when you rejoin it, what happens is you fuse these dichotomies. And you're in a place where there's only love. There's no opposite. And as you start to look out at the world and see people behaving in certain ways, you still only have love, because that's all that you are as you're connecting yourself back. And you'll find yourself slipping when you're at the 8 and when you're at the 9, at the 10. But the closer you get to reuniting yourself with your source of being, the more that you will experience just feelings of bliss and love and kindness and joy. And when you're not, it's probably because you've got thoughts of judgment and criticism and condemnation towards some of God's children or some of the creations that we have or that you run into. And when you get rid of the judgment and the condemnation and the criticism, you're at the 7 and you're coming home. So the question isn't whether or not, you're with your source. The question is, what direction are you moving? Are you moving away from what you originated from? Because when you originated, I just saw something that's gone viral on the internet that my kid sent me. I'm thinking about posting it. I did post it on my Facebook page. It's of a little baby. And this baby is laughing at a dog that somebody's throwing popcorn at this little dog. And the baby's maybe 7 or 8 months old, if that. And it's just laughing. It's just it can't stop laughing. It's like it's at such bliss that it's just laughter. And it's like, William Wordsworth, a very famous English poet, said that our birth is but a sleep and a forgetting. Heaven lies about us in our infancy. And knowing that you're with Source is remembering who you are, remembering where you came from, knowing that you don't, when you came into this world, you had no judgment. You just, you just were here, and you were just accepting, and your mom put her breast in your mouth, and you were just content and happy and gurgling and all of that. And then you took on this ego, and then you starting to believe, and then comparing yourself and trying to be better than other people, trying to accumulate more stuff than other people. All of this is movement away. And now you start coming home, and you become more and more like God, which is really just where you become a being of sharing, because that's what God is. God just offers us everything in the universe, whatever it is, the source that we came from. It's just a source of abundance, and it doesn't ask for anything in return. It just allows anything to be. And the more and more you find yourself doing those things, that's when you're reconnecting, or at least you're heading back to the source. And when you ultimately get back to the 12, this is when you just shed your body, and we call it death, but this is the place that we call immortality. That's what Emily Dickinson called it. She says, because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me. The carriage held but just ourselves and immortality. This is when you start to realize that who you are is this, you're not a human being having a spiritual experience. It's the other way around. You're this infinite spiritual being with a soul who's just having a little temporary human experience. And the closer and closer you get back to the 12, the more you know you're with Source. Long answer, but it's. I hope that made sense.
No, it did. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Oh, God bless you, dear. Thanks for calling today.
And we have just a minute, but I think time for one quick one.
Okay.
Slide
I
one
didn't
more
realize
person
it was
in.
that close. Okay.
Yeah, just 3 minutes. So let's
3
grab
minutes is
Kent real quick from Toronto. He's on line 2 and has been very patient holding. And Kent, we have just a few minutes, but you're on with Dr. Dyer.
Oh, hi. Thank you.
Hey, Kent.
Hi, how are you? I'm actually not in Toronto. I was in to come and see you in Maui in Divine Love last weekend, which I really enjoyed.
Oh, I'm so glad. What did you think?
It was great. And then, so I'm just staying with some friends in Honolulu, so I'm still enjoying your weather for now, and then I'm going to go back to minus 25 soon. But No, I
Yeah.
loved it because with, say, Scarlett and Ilibagiza, they were talking about forgiveness, which kind of reminded
Right.
me to forgive myself and forgive others. And then with Anita and Mary, they were talking more about, reminding me who I really am, which is divine love. So, but anyway, it was just
Right.
great. It was just a great atmosphere. I really enjoyed.
Do you have still
seeing
the
that.
hangover effect of it? Is it? Are you still feeling it? Because it's been over a week for me, and I've just been walking around awash in like I'm in a bowl of soup. That is called love. I mean, everything I look at it really impacted me that way.
Yeah, no, it's just very, like a joyful state or a blissful state, or just say,
Right.
constantly reminding me who I really am. So.
We end. Well, quote unquote, we never really end. We now focus on our breathing. Back straight, eyes closed, legs crossed. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Feel that power that you're using to control your breathing. It's your connection to oneness, to what we all really are, to the truth. The ultimate truth. That you were born to win control over your mind. That when we all do that, we find out the truth of who we all really are. Infinitely intelligent beings, powerful beyond measure. The power of all knowing right here, right now, this moment. You're already made of all knowing of the universe. You're made of that same stuff. With that, you can always have and be your true, peaceful, happy, kind, loving self. No matter what. As you reflect back on your effort today, always remember that if you gave your best in whatever you were doing, that you can do it now, and you can do it forever. That's what makes you a winner. Born to be happy and peaceful, to be mind healthy and wealthy, always. No matter what's going on outside your mind, no matter what anybody or anything suggests about you, any negativity, that's all a lie. It's all losses that we, as determination, we get to transform to win, into truth, into accuracy of who we really are. And that's why I love you and everybody in this universe. Have a great day, everyone. Have a great week. Enjoy every moment. You're the greatest gift ever. Love you all so much. Take care.